Good morning everyone, it's me again, Clem from clemtravlog. Today is the 27th of January 2024. It's a Saturday morning. Now it's around, around 5 minutes to 5 o'clock. And I'm now heading to Geelong. As today, I'm going to participate in my first ever Cadel EVANS ride in Geelong. It's going to be 113 kilometers to ride around 1,091 meters of elevation. It's going to be a good ride. Start from city of Geelong and then go through Torquay and then Moriac. So it's going to be interesting, because it's going to be a lot of elevations. Eventually, Hugo's supposed to be coming together as well, but very unfortunate. He snapped his gear table around like 2-3 days ago. He has insufficient time to fix it, so he pulled off from the event. So, which means that I'm going to be all by myself. Going to head to Geelong now. See you in Geelong. Bye.
It's Claire from clemtravlog.
Alright, arrived at Geelong waterfront. Finished unload my bike, get everything ready. So heading to the starting line. Still very early, now it's around 10 past 6. Actually 20 past 6. Another 40 minutes for our first roll out. So now have a look in the village. Alright, I would like to mention something really upset me, as I was planning to place my GPS overlay on this video so that you could see my real-time speed, heart rate, cadence, gradient, elevation and other stats that I had on this ride. Unfortunately, I had no idea what's going on with the Garmin VIRB edit that I'm using. The map didn't even show up on the app and I couldn't synchronize the stat with my video, as I believe this event was my best performance riding outdoor and I thought I was able to show you my improvement compared to my previous ride. Therefore, I could only provide you limited stats that I screenshot from Strava and with my commentary. Anyway, I will try my best to show you how I performed on this ride. Let's go. At the beginning, I was riding very slow with average of 25 km per hour, as there were a lot of other cyclists on the road. For safety reason, I just passing through them cautiously. Thus, there was more than 1,000 meters of elevation on the route and I decided not to use up all my energy before the climb started. But I changed my mind after a while, as I was worrying about the cut-off time. Our ride was supposed to start at 7 AM. But due to safety reason, we were split into different categories starting time to avoid congestion, as I heard that there were a lot of accidents last year. And I accidentally registered myself in the last group, which was the slowest group, and I waited for around 25 minutes for my group to start. Meanwhile, the first cut-off time was at 9 o'clock at Barwon Heads. I was extremely concerning I might not be able to reach Barwon Heads before the cut-off time. Therefore, I started to pick up the speed. After 12 minutes of riding, it was around 5 kilometers since I started. I arrived at Boundary Road that divides the suburb of East Geelong and Newcombe. I was not surprised that there are still a lot of cyclists ahead of me, even though I keep overtaking. But at this point, I decided to change my strategy. I took this situation as an advantage. With the advice from Hugo, I got into drafting by staying between peloton to make my ride more efficient. Simply say, to save my energy. 1 month prior to this event, I did a lot of training on Zwift. Hugo even encouraged me to join a 1-week Zwift race, which believed to be able to increase my strength dramatically. After the 1-week Zwift race, my FTP was even increased from 192 to 210. So came to this point at the bridge of Felmongost Road to cross Barwon River. I decided to push to see how much I had improved on my climbing strength. Although this bridge was not a hard climb, just roughly 250 meters with average 2.5% of gradient to climb 3 meters of elevation. But I could tell I had improved a lot, as I didn't feel hard at all as I usually felt. Thanks Hugo for the encouragement. At one point, just after the first 2 bridges on Barwon Heads Road, I even felt so confident and I took advantage of the low headwind. I pushed myself to get to the front and be the leader of the drafting peloton. Right, now it's 5 past 8, completed 20 kilometers. My heart rate is currently 162, average speed 30.9, and current speed is around 30. Still feel good, able to go fast. I think the Zwift race actually made me improve a lot with a lot of climbing training recently. So hopefully we do better, because the first 50 kilometers is quite flat. The second 50 meters is the hell start, or the climbing. And on this route there's 1091 meters of elevation. Almost reaching Barwon Heads. Woo! Now traveling around 40 kilometers. My race speed already 31.3. Alright, so now already arrived in Barwon Heads. Now it's 8:15. Already traveled 26 kilometers. My average speed is 31.8 now. Heart rate 162. Current speed 30.7.
After 26 kilometers of pedaling and came to this point, I was entering the town area of Barwon Heads. At this moment, I still feel great even after riding 26 kilometers with an average speed of 31 kilometers per hour, as I never achieved such a high average speed after such distance of riding. I believe not only my training helped, the low headwind did play a great role too, but things gonna change very soon.
Okay, now in the township of Barwon Heads. Alright, now arrived at the first aid station. Take a break.
A few minutes later.
Okay, spent roughly 5 minutes at the station. Have some gel, went to the toilet, take a piss. Now continue, and now it's going to be all the headwinds.
After leaving the first aid station and Barwon Heads towards Torquay, a massive headwind approached from the west direction where we were heading. Besides, the road was getting harder as it was more rolling hills compared with the flat road at the beginning, and the traffic was increasing too. As a result, the ride was getting harder than before with the headwinds and rolling hills. So I decided to get into peloton again for drafting to reduce energy consumption. Although I was drafting in a company, my speed started to reduce.
So now it's 9:07. Already traveled 46 kilometers. I believe now we are in inside Torquay, some residential area of Torquay. And yeah, my average speed dropped to 29.4. Alright, that's the second aid station at Torquay at 50 kilometers mark. Yeah, now it's 50 kilometers. The time now is 9:16. I'm not going to go in, straight to the third aid station. So this is where the Great Ocean Road and Otway Classic, the event held. Yeah. So a few months later, I'll be back here on this route doing my Great Ocean Road and Otway Classic, and this time I'm going to do 145 kilometers.
So once I entered Great Ocean Road in Torquay and crossed the Spring Creek to get into Janjuk, a familiar climb started. This climb was the first climb that I rode for 3 times during the Great Ocean Road and Otway Classic, and I could test myself whether I had improved comparing with previous approach. This climb length 0.75 kilometers with an average gradient of 4.4% to climb 33 meters of elevation. Previously, I achieved the fastest time of 3 minutes and 2 seconds from the last year event. Now let's see whether I could break my last year result.
So now 58 kilometers, slightly more than halfway done, still climbing on this route.
After a while of climbing, I felt I definitely did better than previous year, as I didn't feel struggle as usual, although I'm still not a good climber. I remember previously I was climbing with the average speed of 15 km per hour, but this time I was able to do around 19 km per hour. Yes! I was so highly confident that I definitely able to break my personal record. The climbing segment finished just before these traffic lights to cross Duffields Road. Alright, let's see what's my result. Fuyo! I had a new personal record! Yes, yes, yes! I completed the climb with only 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Alright, turning off from here, heading to Bell Beach now. Turning to Bells Boulevard where the second half of the route started. At first, I thought turning south would be benefit as I was not facing the headwind again, but I had forgotten this was also the start of all the hard climbs. What I was going to face first was a 4 climbs rolling hills. Eventually, I didn't make a detailed study on most of the climbs on the route. Therefore, when it started with a decline, I mentally didn't expect something massive showing up. Thus, each climb was getting harder and harder. This was the first climb, the easiest among the 4. It was only 200 meters to climb 60 meters of elevation. And luckily, I got enough momentum while declining, so this climb was easy for me. Immediately after the first climb, it was a 310 meters decline to lose 26 meters of elevation, and then another 200 meters of climb with average gradient of 6% to climb 12 meters of elevation, another decline again to lose 29 meters of elevation in 300 meters of distance. Then roughly 650 meters climbs to gain 42 meters of elevation with an average gradient of 8%. So this third climb was longer than the previous 2 and also harder than the previous 2 as the gradient slowly increasing on this climb. It was average 4% at the first 200 meters and then average 7% at the second 200 meters and average of 10% at the final 200 meters. This kind of climb was the most annoying one for me as it killed my momentum easily, which means eventually I will feel harder and harder while climbing towards the peak. Oh yeah, finally complete the 3 climbs. Oh, look at the view. After the climbs on the rolling hills, I was rewarded with stunning coastal view.
Meanwhile,
I'll just complete the first hard climb. That's brutal. Some parts went up to 10% of gradient. If I'm not mistaken, I can't remember, it's 80 or 90 meters of elevation in 1.2 kilometers. I forgot to turn on the record, but that part is hard. Huh? What happened? What was the brutal climb I mentioned? Did I miss out something? Alright, let me tell you. So what happened just now was I made a biggest mistake on this route. I forgot to record on my GoPro after the nice coastal view. Hiya! And I missed out recording an epic climb. Hiya! So careless. So this climb was listed as a category 4 climb in Strava, which was one of the only 2 category 4 climbs on the route according to Strava. You could tell from this Google Street View that how interesting was this epic climb. Since I am unable to show you the footage, I can only describe to you. The climb was located at the eastern end of Jerosai Road of Bell Beach. It was a roughly 1.7 kilometers climb with an average of 5.1% to gain 86 meters of elevation. Some part of the climbs even have more than 10% of gradients. According to the Strava record, I used 12 minutes and 50 seconds to reach the peak of the climb, and the KOM holder only used 3 minutes and 12 seconds. So much behind. So at the front, this is Great Ocean Road. After crossing Great Ocean Road, we started another rolling hills on Gundrice Road. It took me 6 minutes and 40 seconds with an average speed of 29.7 km per hour to complete this 3.29 km of road. On this rolling hills route, we gained roughly 79 meters of elevation as well as losing 47 meters of elevation. But I have to say, this rolling hills was fun! Turning into Vickery Road, after completing Grants Drive Road Rolling Hill and cross Spring Creek, we had to face another hard but short climb. According to Strava segment, the real Vickery Road climb, it is a 300 meters of climb to climb 28 meters of elevation. The key factor is, it has an average of 9.1% of gradient. Whew. Eventually, it took me 2 minutes and 14 seconds with an average speed of 8.3 kilometers per hour to complete this climb. By the way, you may start to realize my climbing speed decreased. Yes, because I had started to get exhausted after all this climb. And there's more hard climb coming up.
Oh my god. Alright, now just complete 70 kilometers. Now it's 10:15. So riding time is 2 hours and 2.5 hours. My current speed is 29 and my race speed is 26.7. Dropped down because of all the climbs. My current heart rate is 154. Oh, getting very windy now. The heat is very strong, very strong. So I think this is the last part. We are heading west. Lucky because the wind actually comes from the west. Hopefully at the turn at the front, because we're going to head north to Moriac. Alright, we arrived at the 8th stop. I need a rest before all the hard climb again, because all the following climb will be all brutal.
Two 2,000 years later.
Alright, took around 15 minutes of break. Had a donut, banana, a gel. So yeah, now gonna continue. Roughly another, I think around 30 kilometers to complete. So the next climb will be brutal because go to climb Mount Moriac, and then there's a KOM challenge optional. Depends whether I want to do it or not. So let's see how I feel after the climbing of Mount Moriac. Start to feel a bit soreness now. Yeah, getting a bit tired. Only 30 kilometers left. So regarding this ride, it's actually a lot better than what I expected. Wheel was stunning, to be honest, especially around the coast, and there's a lot of marshal around. I think they did a very good job. So yeah, I did enjoy all the routes. That's my feedback at the moment. So I'll give you another feedback once I complete. Start the brutal climb.
Not long after leaving Moriac and heading north, the wind got stronger and changed direction. It started to blow from the north direction towards south. Eventually, when I was climbing this Mount Moriac to cross Princess Highway, the wind was blocked by the hill, so it didn't make my climb as hard as I predicted. It was a 3.88 kilometers climb to gain 82 meters of elevation with an average gradient of 2.1%. Apparently, this climb brought me to the highest point of the whole route, which was 165 meters. But it did took me 12 minutes and 51 seconds to complete the climb with average speed just around 18 kilometers per hour as I was getting exhausted and sore legs. But things started to change a bit after completing the climb.
See all the feet shaking, waving with me, so windy.
You could hear the strong wind sound from here. Just after the peak of Mount Moriac, it was an immediate downhill to decrease 75 meters of elevation in 2 kilometers. Although the downhill helped me to get into high-speed mode, but with the strong headwind and without a peloton for me to drive in, it did make me feel a bit of resistance. Anyway, I believe due to the long distance of downhill, I eventually gained faster and faster speed. Even at one stage, I reached 60 kilometers per hour. It was fun but scary, as I could feel my drop bar shaking due to the high-speed travelling on a not perfectly smooth road. Made me feel so curious how the professional cyclists could able to do such a high speed without fearing. I guess they just get used of it. Fun is always short, and after fun time usually comes with a torture. Just after enjoying the high speed decreasing, another hill climb appeared ahead immediately, known as Devon Road northbound on Strava segment. It is a 1.2 kilometers to gain 59 meters of elevation with an average gradient of 4.9%. It was not considered as a hard climb, but like what I said earlier, With my fitness condition at that moment, I eventually struggled to climb this as I had exhausted. It took me 6 minutes and 7 seconds with an average speed of 11 km per hour to complete this climb. I thought I was getting weaker and weaker on attacking the climbs. Not much energy left inside my tank. Never expected to have so many high-speed drops outside Zwift. Woohoo! Yes, 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 yes! Wow, faster than me even traveling at 60 km per hour. Just like what I said earlier, there's always a torture after a fun time. Just immediately after the decline, another climb appeared. It was a roughly 1.5 km climb that took me 11 minutes and 57 seconds to complete it to gain 79 meters of elevation with an average gradient of 5.1%. Of course, at this time, I didn't manage to climb up in one shot. I had to stop at one point to take a break and have something to refill.
To be honest, at this level, I'm actually very tired already. If it's all flat and without the wind, I'll be alright. Oh, Geelong, not far. I see Geelong Stadium, Kalina Park. After the climb, we crossed Princess Freeway again to get into the suburb of Wandana Heights. Once we enter Wandana Heights, another great downhill decrease appeared again. At this time, I gained my top speed of the whole route with 66 km per hour. I believe this was the highest speed I had achieved on an outdoor ride. Hey, I'm going to do the KOM. Originally, I wasn't planning to do the KOM Columba challenge as I didn't like climbing and I had no confidence to do another insane climb after so many climbs. Thus, this challenge was optional. We were given an option to turn left while scenic road to cut short 3 km and head to the finish line. But at the last minute before the turning point, I decided to give the challenge a go. Mainly because I thought, since I had did so many elevations, might as well just do another one. Worst come to worst, I just walked and pushed my bike to the peak if I couldn't make it. And if I successfully made it, would be a great achievement for me. Let's go! Alright, the climb start here.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control in me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't.
Came to this roundabout, I had totally exhausted. I had already climbed 18 meters of elevation in 200 meters of distance. The gradient of the second half of the 200 meters was even between 12% and 17%. At this point, when I saw the steepness of the climb at the front, I was terrifying and I started to feel regret. Then, I was thinking, since I had did After Zwift 2 weeks ago, which was rated as the HC climb, I thought I'd still be able to make it on this climb. So I took a short break and refueled myself again before I continue. Alright, look at this crazy climb. This is the hardest climb of this route. Right, let it go. Just remind me one of the hardest climb at Crucifix. So this KOM Calambra climb, located on Calambra Crescent in some parts of Barwon Boulevard and Westbury Terrace in the suburb of Highton. It started from the corner of Barwon Boulevard and Cedar Grove and then finished at the roundabout of Westbury Terrace and The Ridge. It is rated as a Category 4 climb, one of the 2 Category 4 climbs in the route with the distance of 1.44 kilometers to gain 100 meters of elevation. It has an average gradient of 6.9% with a maximum gradient of 22.9. You can actually tell from this elevation graph how brutal was this climb. 9% gradient now. 11, 12.
Let me show you what's up, 'cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back.
That's the last bit you go.
Yeah.
I lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back.
Once reaching at this roundabout, I thought this might be the end, as the road at the front looked flatter. At the same time, I thought back at the climb that I just did. Even it was hard, but not as brutal that I thought. But... oh my god! Oh my god! I didn't expect there's more. And this part was the serious insane part of the whole climb.
And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I'll take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty.
Oh my god!
Oh god, adrenaline wasted. So mad I can taste it. I know it's no time.
Nearly there. Nearly there. Almost. Yes! I made it! I was so proud of myself to complete this challenge. I never ever thought I could make it. I even had few thoughts of giving up on the last 100 meters. Eventually, this challenge took me 12 minutes and 55 seconds to conquer it, and I had a 462.7 of VAM, which is vertical accent in meters per hour. Oh yeah, complete the KOM. I have to say, this is really brutal. It's the hardest one I ever done outdoor. A few times that my front wheel actually lift up when I pedal hard. Yeah, kind of scary, but eventually I try my best overcome. But to be honest to you, although it's torturing, but coming up here is a reward. Have a look. Alright, took a bit of rest. Not much to go. I think less than 15 kilometers. Let's get hurry. Let's get back there. I think no more climb. Hopefully no more climbs. I'm so tired. I assume this climb will be the final climb of all routes, as I'm going downhill fast now, and I thought it should be all flat to Geelong. Seriously? Another climb? Anyway, it's okay. Maybe just a small one. I wasn't too worried as I'm almost reaching the finishing point. Let's go! What? Oh my god! It's not over. Have a look. Okay, I promise you, this was the final climb of the whole route. After crossing Barwon River on Queen Park Road, I climbed 200 meters and gained 32 meters of elevation. And now turning into Melville Avenue, it was another level of climb. Short but extreme. A climb of 10 meters of elevation with less than 100 meters of distance with an average gradient of 16% with a maximum of 25.4%. Gosh, it was extremely hard, especially I didn't have the momentum after stopping. Oh my god! Oh my god! Hopefully, like what she said, this will be the last climb. They left the hardest climb at the end.
I know. I think we've done 100 kilometers and they throw that.
Yeah! Oh my god! But we still made it. So good job!
at this moment.
So this is the place that they didn't do good. They shouldn't let traffic allowed to be in here. So back to Geelong at the front. Eventually I completed 112 kilometers, just 1 kilometer short from the event. I believe it's because there's one session that I auto pause, but it doesn't auto resume after I start riding. So lucky I found out early. Anyway, I did 1070 of elevation. Total time used 5.5 hours. Achieved my goal, less than 6 hours. Moving time is 4 hours and 12 minutes. My average speed is 24 kilometers per hour. It's because of the climbs. If I didn't train early of the month for this event, I would be a lot slower, maybe less than 20 kilometers average per hour. And my top speed is 66 kilometers per hour.
Nice!
That's insane. This event, very good. I really enjoy it. Just the only downside is the final part that before entering back to the finish line, I actually doesn't really like the way that they still allow cars to come in. They should close the whole route. I don't know why there's so many routes parallel with that road. They still letting cars in, and I actually see an accident almost happen in front of me because of one of the car trying to U-turn, and of course it's also the bike problem as well. Anyway, even like this, at the most congested session, shouldn't be a traffic car. That's the downside of this event. Hopefully they can do it better next year. Another downside is they changed the starting time by having like wave, which is alright, I agree. They let the fast one go first, but the gap between the wave is too long. Almost 5 minutes per wave. I was waiting since 7 o'clock in the wave for my turn, and eventually my wave departed at 7:20. That is no good at all. So yeah, this is one of the downsides. But in generally, they did well on organizing this event. And the village is good, full of things to see. There's food, you can purchase drinks as well. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you on my next adventure. Bye bye.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
Don't forget to click the like, subscribe the channel, and leave a comment if you have any feedback for us. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
We're gonna do it all again.